Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Win with Will, where we are following my dividend portfolio journey. Today we're going to be looking at week 17, which is goes from the dates of 10/13 to 10/17. I'm recording this as of Sunday 10/19, but these are the results as of Friday. So let's jump right into it. First and foremost, what am I doing here? Well, if you are new to the channel, the reason that I started my channel was to document my progress, to show people that you can start with a smaller account and work your way up. Most of the YouTube videos out here that you see are going to be people with huge accounts that are already in the 6 and 7 figures. And so the average person can't really see themselves getting started on a journey when the results are already so large. So I started my channel small to allow people to see that you can build from a small place and work your way up. Also, to show my friends and family how simple it is to start investing, and to teach my children financial education and also help other parents teach their kids as well. You might not know where to start those conversations with your kids, but you do know that it's very important to get them started on their financial future. And so you can use my channel to be a launching point. Also, to inspire others, if I can do it, you can do it. I'm not some type of a financial guru or specialist or anything like that. I'm just a regular everyday guy from the south side of Chicago looking to take control of my financial future, and you can do the same. But first, let's get into the legals. Got my crack legal team here ready to jump in. First and foremost, as I said, I am not a financial advisor. The content shared here is for entertainment and educational purposes only and should not be considered financial advice. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of capital. So please, guys, do your own due diligence before you make any decisions. And just keep in mind that I'm just documenting my journey so that you can see how things are working for me, which could help you make more informed decisions for yourself. Now, let's talk about my goals, because first and foremost, if you don't have any goals, how do you know when you've reached your destination? So, short-term goal for my portfolio is to generate $1,000 a month in dividend income, and I have about $10,000 invested into my account. Technically, I do have over $10,000 invested at this time, but because of some of the ups and downs of the fund's value, the value of the fund is below $10,000, and I'm creeping up to that $1,000 a month. I'm roughly about 800 or so. If you factor in my weekly earnings, about 800 plus dollars a month, which we'll see on the upcoming slides. Midterm goal: $5,000 a month in dividend income and to have $50,000 invested into my portfolio. And long-term goal is to have $100,000 in yearly recurring dividend income, to have 6 figures on autopilot. But I know why we are here. We want to see the money. And this guy really looks like he's enjoying the smell of that cash. So let's jump into the actual numbers, guys. So this is my week 17 results, as I said at the beginning. And this was as of 10/17 with the data that you will see here. And as I stated, I started the account with $5,000 out of pocket. Total capital invested up to this point is a little over $8,000. So sometimes I was putting a little bit more out of pocket here and there. So eventually, over time, I do add more and more to the account. As of right now, I've been just letting the rewards reinvest. So I haven't added more in a little while, but $8,000 out of pocket. And then these are my weekly results from the dividends. And this was a special week because now all of my funds are weekly pairs. If you saw my last week video, we talked about how MSTY was moving from a monthly pair to a weekly pair. So I did hold on to Misty, and as you'll see on the next slide, I actually added another that moved from monthly pairs to weekly pairs with the same company. It was a company that I was in the past thinking about selling off my Misty and investing in, and moving the funds to a different monthly pair. But now, thankfully, YieldMax has moved pretty much all of their funds to weekly pairs now. So this week As of 10/18, my weekly payout was $210.05. So far, since I've started this journey back in June, my total accumulated dividend earnings is $2,839.29. Not bad off of $8,000 total out of pocket so far, with a cumulative earning of 35.4% so far since I've started. So now let's break down the funds a little bit more here, and we'll take a look at what I'm investing in and how these things have paid out over the last week. And also a big factor when you're thinking about this type of a strategy is the fund price, the what they call NAV erosion, which means the actual price of the fund going down over time. This is a big reason that a lot of people will stay away from these types of funds. And truth be told, it is risky. So always remember, do your due diligence. Investing does involve risk, but depending on your strategy, in my case, my strategy is more so about generating dividend income and to create a passive dividend recurrent income. So the NAV erosion is not hurting me as much as it could be with some others, especially if your account is trading on margin, which means you borrow money to invest more. And as the overall funds decrease, the overall value of your portfolio goes down. And if you're working with margin and you have loans and things like that, it could cause them to sell off some of your funds and things like that. So if you're doing margin, the actual fund price is a lot more important. If you're doing my strategy, which is just trying to generate dividend income, as long as the payouts are holding steady, in which case these have still been paying really great over the time that I've been doing this, even though as the funds do go down, the payouts can tend to go down as well. So it is, you do want to still be very cautious, be mindful of, what you're investing in, when you're getting involved, things like that, because ultimately, the ultimate strategy with stocks and investing is to buy low, sell high, so you can purchase at a discount. Hopefully your funds and your stocks and your investments go up over time and appreciate. But in my case, I've still been doing great with my earnings, even though the funds have been going down, some very drastically like MSTY. So let's just go into each one. TSYY, XBTY, NVYY. These are all Granite Shares weekly pair of funds. Granite Shares is the company that puts these out. TSYY is a fund that is following Tesla stock, and it's designed to generate income as Tesla kind of goes up and down. The idea is that this fund will generate more and more income as Tesla's doing well, and potentially go down as Tesla's going down as well. But again, it's kind of following the highs and lows of Tesla. XBTY, same thing, but it follows and goes with the highs and lows of Bitcoin. And NVYY follows the highs and lows of Nvidia stock, which is a tech company. So as of right now, I've bought a little bit more this week. I got 494 shares of TSYY. The average purchase price that I've bought these at is $9.67. And as of Friday, the current price for TSYY was $7.61. So it is down 21.3%. But the payout was 20 cents per share, which got me $98.80 this week. XBTY still got 20 shares. The price currently right now is down to $15.77. Never bought any more XBTY since I started this project, but it paid out 32 cents, which is still a pretty nice payout. And if you look at these percentages here, this is the percentage of earnings for the dividend payout based off the price of the actual fund. So even though this is still down, the percentage is not bad. 2.63% is basically for, if every $100, you would be earning about $2.63 of this fund. Same thing, 2.03% for XBTY. So not bad at all as far as the percentage goes based off of the price of the fund. $6.40 this week from XBTY. Got 49 shares of NVYY, paid out 43 cents this week per share. Again, this one is down as well, $23.35 per share this week, but a payout of $21.07. OT, Misty, SMCY, my newcomer, and now all weekly pairs with Yield Max. So these are all Yield Max funds, different company from Granite Shares. OT is a fund that they group together large groups of stocks, and the idea is to generate a recurring income for the investors. Got 493 shares of OT. Right now, as of Friday, OT was at $5.15 per share. It's been paying out 9 cents per week for a nice little while now. This has been pretty steady every week at 9 cents. So $44.37 has been pretty much exactly the same because I haven't bought more OT in a little while. Misty, my monthly pair that just moved to weekly pair. So this is pretty exciting. I would like to see how these go over time, but as of right now, it's a huge payout because it's just switching from the monthly to the weekly. Not expecting it to pay out such a large amount going forward, but hey, for the first one, 61 cents per share. Got 50 shares. It's trading at $11.86 right now, down 45% from the time I started buying Misty. But huge payout for a weekly pair. Again, I'm not expecting it to stay at these levels, but I'll take it while it's here. Paid out basically 5.14% based off of the actual price of the fund. So I made $30.50 this week off of Misty, which would be tremendous if they were able to keep this up. But again, I'm not expecting it to stay this high. SMCY, and Misty follows the stock MSTR. They're a big, huge Bitcoin holding company in the tech space as well. Same thing, SMCY tech space. SMCI, which is the company that SMCY follows, is a semiconductor processing company. So I think your computer processors and things like that. So highly in the tech space as well. SMCY is the actual stock that SMCY follows. So was able to jump into SMCY, bought 11 shares with the earnings from last week, and it paid out at $15.30. Well, the fund price, $15.39. It actually dropped down slightly right as I got into it because again, when you're doing what funds, when they pay out their payout, typically on the day that they're paying out, you can expect the share prices to go down slightly to match the amount that they're paying out. So not bad considering I just got into this one. It went down slightly, but it also had its first payout for the weekly, which paid out a huge 81 cents per share, in which case was about 5.26%. Again, huge numbers, but with Misty and SMCY, not really expecting these to stay this high long term, but again, I'll take it while it's here. Paid out $8.91 this week based off of my 11 shares. So when you add it all up, $210.05 for the week. Not bad. If these held steady for a month, we'll be pushing over $800 a month, headed towards my goal of $1,000 a month in dividend earnings. Now, when we look at the overall portfolio, this is what I'm talking about. When you add up all of the amounts of the average purchase price per each fund, it would be my first goal of having over $10,000 invested into the account, $10,826.90. But because of all of the losses of the fund pricing, the actual value of the portfolio is only down at $8,520.13. So the portfolio is down by $2,306.77. But with that being said, even though the overall price of the portfolio is down, I'm still ahead because my earnings have outpaced the losses of the funds. So $2,839.29 for my earnings. So I'm still up about $500 or so overall from the time that I started the whole journey. So still happy with the fund payouts at this time. Obviously not happy with the dips in the fund prices, but over time they could potentially bounce back. And as these go back up, then hopefully the dividend payouts will start to increase more as well. But as of right now, not bad at all. $210.05 for my week 17 earnings. And ladies and gentlemen, if you do enjoy this type of content, please, please, please like, share, comment, subscribe to the channel. It really helps me out tremendously, and I really appreciate every single person that takes the time to interact. When you do comment on the channel, I do get back to everyone's comments. So even if that's just sharing some encouraging words, or if you're talking about the things that you're investing in your journey, please, please, please do not hesitate to share. But like and subscribe as well. This helps gets the content out to more and more people. And once again, I do appreciate each and every one of you. But if you're the person that's been on the fence, been doing your due diligence, been looking into stocks, funds, things that you want to invest in, let's go. And I dare anybody to step to this man about his dancing. It will not happen. But let's get into it, guys. If you've been on the fence, there's nothing holding you back except your own fear and thoughts. So let's get started where you are today so that you can get to where you want to be tomorrow. And I love to leave you guys with a quote. Success is not built on success. It's built on failure. It's built on frustration. Sometimes it's built on catastrophe. Sumner Redstone. And this is such a great quote for people that are in the investing space, because you have your ups and downs. You have your highs and lows. You have times that you hit a home run, and then you're going to have some times that you strike out. But again, to get to your final destination, it's just about the daily little journeys here and there. And sometimes, again, you build on those ups and downs. You win and you sometimes learn. You win and you sometimes learn, not lose. Because as long as you stay in the game, you will never actually lose unless you give up or quit. So again, I love this quote. Thank you guys for being with me today. I'll have a couple of videos here at the top of the screen with my last week's update and my deep dive video that talked about why I went with certain funds. It's really time for me to do a new deep dive video because I've got my new fund now and Misty has moved to weekly pair. So I would like to see how these are doing a little bit for the next week or so, and then I'll likely do me a new deep dive video just going more in depth into each of the funds. But thank you guys so much for watching today, and you guys all have an excellent rest of your day. Goodbye.